What? Let's get back in. What is going on, people? What's going on, Mikey? Ain't seen you in a minute, bro. Hope everyone's good. I know the Insta lives have been on and off the last couple of weeks, but we've got more important things going on, and I definitely want to make sure that my Insta lives are heartfelt and filled with value. So sometimes I go in my MIA, but we come right back. We come right back on these Insta lives. So everybody, remember, this one is a special one. It's my birthday week, so if you stay to the end, I'll be giving a giveaway. It's going to be a big giveaway. I'm doing a big care camper, so please tag any frontline workers, care workers, NHS workers in the UK. Tag them, nominate them, and the person that gets nominated the most or has the biggest, greatest, most inspiring story, I will make sure they win this care pack. Big shout out to my sponsors. What's going on, everybody jumping in? What's going on, Daryl, Boise, Ayo, Team McKenzie affiliate. Hi, Kayla, Steph, Leon's in there. What's going on? So everyone's just piling up in there. So it's going to be a good chat. This, obviously Leon's my family, one of my biggest inspirations. And to be honest, Legacy London was birthed of doing work alongside Leon, even when I was just young and raw and just had an idea and was passionate about what I was doing. So we're going to get into some mental health. We're going to get into some boxing. I'm going to get into some normal bands. I ain't spoke to him in a while, so you know what? Let's just get Leon straight.
So remember, stay to the end. Please nominate a care worker or a caregiver, frontline worker, so we can give them this big hamper. What's going on, cuzzy?
What's happening, champ?
I'm good, brother. What's going on, little one? She's massive. Hold on. Yeah, I can hear you. Gotta get the headphones in. Right, here we go. I can't hear you though, cuz.
You can't hear me?
There you go, that's a bit better. The closer you come, I can hear you better.
Okay, I'll sit forward then. Yeah,
What's going on?
My baby's birthday tomorrow. She's 7 tomorrow.
Whoa, 7 already? Bruv, making me feel old. I swear.
Yeah, she's 7 tomorrow, man.
That is crazy, brother. But how you been, man? How you been living?
I want to let you down, man. You know what I mean?
I can't let me down, I know. I know, bruv. I know being a parent and through these crazy times without school and without normal stuff, it's hard to even get the simplest things done. So I know when I started doing these, I was like, you know what? I'm going to get cuz on, but I'm going to wait for the special one. And obviously my birthday just happened. I'm 32 now, cuz. It's mad.
What? It's happening soon.
It happened. Like 2 days ago. You don't know these things, cuz. Just left man out here.
You know what? I'm so sorry, man.
They're so wow, crazy times.
What's that? 37 now?
Shut up. Don't let the hair fool you. I'm joining you, man, now. See it? Had to shave it off. No, 32 now, man. But like, to be honest, this is the best I've felt in a long time. Physically, mentally, I just feel like just generalized to do everything and just I'm happy, man. I feel more energetic now than 18. So yeah. I'm excited about these things. But how have you been, man? What have you been doing? How have you been getting through quarantine? How have you been just keeping busy?
I'll be, I'm always honest, and this quarantine pandemic situation is a testing time for me. It's been quite up and down, actually. My own kind of mind in that. I'm a very active person, so I like to be here, there, and everywhere. I like to be working there and doing lots. But things have really changed to the point of life changing. I'm in a gym that's not opening at the moment. I can't go and do what I usually do and go out and speak to people with about mental health. I've had tough days. Where I've been a little bit of, I say, a little bit of, trying to control when it doesn't sort of go into that mode. You know what I mean? Because it's very time from anxiety to flip over to depression. It's such a thing. I'm just trying to control things of what I can control, and trying not to worry about what I can't. But obviously, when you've got that responsibility and you know you have mortgages and you have all these things, sometimes the reality is like, oh, this is actually quite difficult to deal with, and that's where, you know, regardless of what I've achieved and regardless of, you know, what I've got going, some days are difficult. So
definitely.
Film, you know, obviously was, you know, 10 Count, the film, the documentary.
Yeah.
By the way, like I watched the full clip about a month ago, and I was in tears. It was it's one of the, you know, once this drops, it's going to be a massive achievement for myself, because it's not fundamentally done just to me. It's so much in it. There's so much, you know, voices being heard, and I'm interviewing so many top athletes, and obviously, you know,
yeah, definitely. Let's get into that though, like, because obviously I know I've been with you as the process of 10 Count being put together, but who are some of the people that you've had involved in 10 Count and we can expect to hear from?
Yeah, I mean, obviously I interviewed the likes of Ricky Hatton, Johnny Nelson, Kelly Holmes, obviously Dwayne Johnson, who was like
Big one though.
Yeah, a big deal. Jamie Redknapp, Alan Shearer. You know, there's some real top athletes, top people in this particular documentary who tried to help me with doing something special, and was supposed to have landed by now. But again, like I said, with life situations, with where the world is at the moment, it's but you know, we're getting there.
You're getting there. You get definitely, and I think some people don't realize that some of those names that you've mentioned in that documentary are people that don't necessarily speak on a subject like that. So I definitely, I'm excited to see it, and it's going to be a special one, because I think people will be shocked to almost see like the likes of Alan Shearer talk about something that is generally not spoken about within sport. Period.
Jamie Redknapp and Alan Shearer have never had any like mental health issues or such, but they were still willing to help and try and get an understanding of, have their own views and opinions on everything that's going on. It was a deal, a really big deal.
Definitely, man. But yeah, man, I know that's obviously it's a big project, and I know a lot of big projects during this lockdown just went to a halt, including my own. And I know it's trying and getting through, but I've definitely seen. Well, I know you, cuz you adapt. So I know you jumped straight onto your Zoom and was doing your fitness thing, because I always tell people, like, even when in my dark times, my biggest thing is running and reading. And as long as I can see somebody else like yourself doing the fitness, you know, it's inspiring to push me going. So how did you even start doing the Zoom workouts? You just said, fuck it, I'm going to do it today.
No, like I say, see, when I'm explaining to everyone in life, yeah, you know, when things happen that we can't control, it's all about life. It's all about reinventing yourself all over again and going through these transitions that give you a better understanding on adapt. Because sometimes we just have to adapt. We have to grit our teeth, and we have to bite down on our gut,
through it,
and we have to fight through it until we see the other side. I don't know something earlier on, like today, I'm in a bit of like a fight mood. Like I feel like, you know, I mean, draining. All this is draining now. At the same time, trying to keep my passion, trying to keep my enthusiasm for you know, for what is to come. We still got to try and be optimistic about, you know, what is ahead. And again, I've had to do a lot of adapting. Like I can't run no more because my knees mash up from football.
yeah, I heard you say that still.
So I had to go and get a bike. I bought a bike off Spoonie.
But I feel like that mentality in itself is so non-defeatist. It's one of those things where if something doesn't work, to even have that mindset to say, okay, that don't work, so I'm gonna do this. I'm not just gonna go because that's not going on. oh, okay, well, nothing's going on. I think it's generally a attitude you build over time where no is not really it. Okay, I can't do that. I'm not gonna sit down. I know you, cuz you can't sit down. You're like, oh.
I mean, you know, see, like now, you know, there's no guarantee what's going on with my gym. There's no guarantee with a lot right now. What my mind is doing now is constantly ticking, and I'm thinking, okay, you know, what other areas what can I do? How money, like what can I do to just help this situation for my, you know what I mean? And also, you know, first and foremost, what can I do just to keep my mind calm? Because what happens is that it's all right, isn't it, when you're living in a nice house and you everything's nice, and you know you don't have to worry about maybe so much. There's a lot of people who have that privilege of not having to worry. But then there's the other side. You know, some of us have to work, some of us craft. So now for
have to grit.
what is that the mind is a little bit different in the respect of what people can actually cope with. So the person that is really maybe struggling to make ends meet would be a different struggle to a big 6-bedroom house. So it's a different dynamic.
The comfort, the comfort level is way different. Yeah.
I listen. I've got a house and I've got my bits and I get by fine. So my broke is different to someone else's broke, but my point is all relevant to the individual. Do you see what I mean? So relevant to the individual. That's when we got to really understand what works for us and what doesn't. And I know what works for me. I can't just sit in and just let everything crumble or let everything come down. I feel no, regardless of everything I've achieved, to go and do what I've got to do to earn money to feed my children. Whether I play Premiership football, whether I fought for boxing titles, at the end of the day, you have to move with what was going at the time, and that's the way. That's the way I am. That's what I have to do to survive.
And I've loved the way that even with that, like, because you've taught me that, like, documenting it as you go along is such a big eye opener for a lot of people. I know a lot of people believe that someone like yourself that has achieved so much that just, you know, sitting around and things will come. It's not really a mentality that we've ever had. I've always seen you go on to the next thing and you go on to the next thing, and there's always, you know, and, you know, documenting that. I know there's a lot of people that follow you, cuz, and even have now started following me, that they follow that day to day just to see that struggle. Like, I'll always post when I'm having horrible days, but I want people to see that we're working, we're continuously going, we're continuously moving forward. Even if we're comfortable, we're just continuously moving forward with the next thing. And I think the Fight It brand that you're pushing is that mental mindset of just keep moving forward. And I love that. And I've always said to people, like, if they're ever having a hard time, I'm always pushing them. I know you got a couple of people that have come to the gym that I've just said, go and speak to Leon. Like, it's that Fight It mentality that I know that you teach with the fitness, but with your talks as well, that works for people.
It's important. Fitness, the mental health. It's look after your physical health as it is, you know, for your mind. So without that, the rest doesn't really make sense. So you have to get that right first before you, you know,
figure it out. Yeah, definitely figure it out, but crumble it. And so, since you've been sitting down, obviously quarantine's been a bit long. I'm not going to front. I always tell people the first 2 days of quarantine, cuz, were the hardest days of my life. Like, you know how long I've been building legacy, and we'd finally got to a point where we had 2-3 contracts signed off, and I was like, yes. And then quarantine jumped in the week after, and I was kind of like, oh, I got to come back now. I got to build back. What are some of the methods that you use some days when you're just not feeling all the way 100? What are the methods that you think you go to?
The methods are, I think what we do within society is sometimes we still continuously pretend. So what I do is I'm just very real with myself. So if I'm having a bad day, I can wake up in the morning and I'm like, my mind's not quite on it today. But I embrace that now. I just embrace that, know what's going on. And that, I might not do nothing all day. I've got so many things to do and so many things to try and, right? I might not actually make one tick of the list that I've got, right? But what I've tried to do is be more kinder to myself. Be kind to myself to say, like, Lee, you know what? It's a bad day, but we can change it. But you just give yourself sometimes a little breathing space and just say, okay, maybe I won't do so much today. Maybe let me just gather my thoughts. Maybe let me just try and make a plan so I don't wake up tomorrow feeling the same as I did today. So therefore, you have to try and change your thought process in the long run. And it might take a little while to do that, but it's just about understanding and training your mind to make that happen and to make sure that you do go through bad certain moments, which I've definitely had this past few months. You have to really know that, you know, it's not going to last, but at the same time, what are you doing and what plans are you making to help you look forward?
What's the having the intention there? I think having the intention in the mind always to do something, whether it might not be. I know we have massive goals, so yeah, I definitely think definitely having not being so hard on yourself. I think sometimes we're like, bruv, what are you doing? Like in your head.
Yeah, I think you have to. When I say be kind to yourself, sometimes we can set our goals, I think, too high. You have to be realistic in your current situation, your current circumstances, and understand, okay, let me be smart about the strategy of what I'm trying to do, but you might have to just take more steps to get to the actual big outcome of the goal. You can't go, okay, I want that, and it just happens. You've got to take certain procedures to go through the falls, and you know you've got to back up. You've got to learn how to brush yourself off, and you've got to learn to go again, and you've got to be prepared to fall again, and then you've got to get back up again. And I'll be honest, the amount of falling in my life, as much as all I've achieved, the falling is tiring. You know, it's the getting back up. That's the real test of what you're really trying to. Every time you get back up, you always have hope. Every time.
Definitely. I think it definitely builds to the character of the person. I think always, every time I've seen you come down, cousin, even myself, every time I've come down and come back, I've come back with that extra layer where I'm like, I've been there. I know what that looks like. So when I'm back up here, it's like, right, I know. I think the more you test yourself and you've seen what you've gone through, it's like working out. You know, you're working out and you're ultimately pushing yourself to fail. You're pushing yourself to that point where your body goes, okay, I've had enough. So I think every time you drop off and you rebuild again, you're just that little bit, okay, I know how this can be, and I know where this can go, but as long as I just keep going, things will keep going. Definitely, man, it's big. But yeah, man, trust me, those finer points that I know.
Things to sort out. Obviously, the Fight It brand, again, it's been a little bit slower. I think I've got a new sort of batch of snapbacks that are coming, which were actually in the process of being made, but where there was no
Bro, nothing was happening. Trust me.
But hopefully, slowly but surely, things will start opening back up a little bit. Is obviously from this being the acronym that that was made. Concept now to keep the fight it, but it's the hashtag fight it.
Oh, so hashtag fight it.
Yeah, hashtag fight it.
Okay.
In the it is obviously different types of mental health conditions, and that's going to be like, that's what I'm going to try and push the best I can, and that's what will be on apps and I'm going to try and build it up the best I can. But my main aim through all this is I'm just in talks now to launch my own charity, the Fight It charity. So I'm just how to sort out the logistics around that, and then just try and continue just to keep saving lives, just keep pushing, because probably more than ever now, mental health now will be rocketed. Like,
Yeah,
really,
yeah. And I think that's actually where these lives almost came from. I had a lot of people, cause just like, you know me, I'm always I'll check up on people for 5 minutes, and I was talking to a lot of my friends and realizing that some of them are going through some tough times and tough things.
yeah.
And I literally started reaching out to people via these lives. And you'd be surprised, cuz, that how reluctant people were the first week. And then I started doing it, and you started seeing people's energy just slowly going up to the point of where a lot of the guys that I've interviewed now have their own lives and their own podcasts, because just speaking about whatever they're going through is almost like therapy for them. We don't have to be straight onto a subject. It's just speaking, and even for myself, it's generally helped me, reconnect with people, and even people like yourself, guys, you're family to me, and we don't speak every day. But when you can get into a conversation like this, you can really evolve into a conversation and get into the thick of it, rather than on the phone, how you been, how you doing, and then shooting off. So
Yeah.
I definitely want to keep doing these lives. So everyone, if you're in here, make sure you're tagging somebody in the frontline services. I've got loads of sponsors. Oh, cuz, I'm going to tell you this madness that happened to me. So my sponsor had signed off for me to do like 9 events, like back to back. So they'd sent me a bunch of stock. As soon as I got the stock, the lockdown happened. So I've just got a cupboard full of things that I can't use until...
Are you just now? Any chance of sending your big cuz something?
Bruv, I'm here. You got my number. Like, literally, like, I started doing things. So when I started doing these lives, I didn't want to just give it away to like go anything or do, just. So I end up doing like little photo shoots just with my photographer, just the two of us out and about, and then obviously started giving it away to a couple of the caregivers that I know personally. So a lot of like the Lambeth team live where I live. So like I've got loads of stuff now, but it's the most heart-wrenching thing. So you're doing with your caps, where if you'd have got your deliveries, you would have just been staring at them. Like,
I mean, yeah, I would have found a way to. I mean, I think I would have given a lot away, to be perfectly honest, with everything that's going on. And I'm maybe doing Kilimanjaro next year as well. So,
oh yeah.
Yeah.
Should that like it was light, cuz it's not light.
It's not light. I mean, I'm arguing, but ITV might be involved, and there's a sort of a group of us former players who might be doing it. So something I thought, you know what, it's for everything that I believe in. So why not? It's a challenge. But yeah, I'm just got to continue to just try and keep making moves. It's not easy out there, guys, and it's easy
Definitely,
for me to
man.
sit here. Like, come on, like, keep positive, because sometimes it ain't.
Yeah.
I understand.
Yeah.
Sometimes, I've got more privileges than most, and sometimes even when it's like, well, people will always look at that. Oh, well, Lee, what you got to really worry about? Yeah. Well, I get it.
Yeah.
But like I said, it comes back down to what is relevant in your life and what is going on in your mind at the time. So we're beings regardless, but at the same time, what's relevant in my life is what's relevant in my life. What's relevant in yours. So your problems are what you're taking on, and mine are what I'm taking on. So that's why no one can ever, well, because you
can never like compare. Yeah.
It all comes down to what we're all trying to achieve, and that's the ultimate. For me, the ultimate peace in life is just being happy. That's the ultimate. When you find that peace within yourself, you will be ultimately happy. And I'm still, I'm still on the of is it going to happen for me or is it not? I have moments of happiness. Moments. Am I really there yet? Not yet. I'm just trying to be better and trying to sort out my, my personal life the best I can, because that's all with me.
But I think we're all doing that, cuz I think I had an amazing year last year. Got married and it was super great. But you're always trying to find those moments of peace, almost like you're chasing those moments of peace. And So I think we're always in that space where we just want to get back to that. And it'd be great to live in it all the time. But, you know, it's not one of those things. But I've definitely...
yourself, you know, you just got to continue to work yourself. I'm by far where I want to be. But continuing to try and keep improving, and that's by educating myself, or being educated by past things and relationships and life and people. Then, you know, I'll keep learning.
Definitely, man. So how's your obviously, since you've been bike riding, where you've been bike riding to? I'm hearing a lot of guys been doing these bike rides to football stadiums, and are you about that bike life now, cuz, or are you kind of pedaling?
Well, here's the thing. I've just started, I'm getting into it, but I'm not. You know, when you say are you about it, like, you ain't gonna be seeing me with biking.
You ain't got the boots. You ain't got the boots that go into the pedals. You ain't got them yet.
No, I ain't got. But I actually enjoy it. The bike I've got is a proper bike as well. So I'm enjoying again another process of doing something a little bit different.
I jumped on my big challenge during quarantine. Is I don't know if you know about the trainer called Sean T. Tash wanted to do this big challenge, the whole 60-day challenge. So I thought, you know, because I was like, yeah, light work, 60-day workout, deep bruv, has been killing me. But the challenge every day has been one of the biggest reasons why I get up every morning. Like, every morning I'm like, right, let me just get this 60 minutes out the way, and I can get on with my life. I've even got, big up D-Twist. I've even got Duke doing it now. So he was going through some ups and downs in his own stuff. And because I knew where he was obviously, he's independent, he's by himself. I just put the WhatsApp on, the instant WhatsApp live. So we do the workouts together. And it's been such a, just seeing somebody else do the workout has been such a push. Because, you know, it's like holding yourself accountable. So I know if I don't wake up in the morning, he's going to call me in the morning, what are you doing? And I'm like, yeah. Let's get on the workout. So it's definitely, are you gonna do any more of your Zoom workouts, or are you just gonna?
I do one with the gym, 12 times 3. I do Friday with Donald's son.
Okay.
We do a Zoom class for best part of sort of 50.
And that's on the 12 times 3 Zoom, yeah?
On 12 times 3 Instagram, and then I think last week we had sort of 27, 28 people just doing our thing. Do you know what I mean? So I do just now starting to introduce some more. Start doing a bit more one-on-one, kind of start bulking things up.
Okay, it's good, man. I know. I've seen. To be honest, I've seen the whole family doing lives, from your dad to Duke to Ellis.
Hey, how many kids you got now? It sounds like 8.
But I got bare. There's too many of them in this house. There's too many in this house. Lily, Cash, come get the baby. Jesus, this is what I have to deal with. You know what, right? You know what, right? You said this to me years ago, and you were like, Jay, boys are cool in it, but it's not until you have a little girl, right? Game changer. Like, I feel like I'm just running after her all day.
God gave me 4.
I can't do.
I know why he did as well. So I have your pain. I have a 7-year-old. I'm a 16-year-old, and I can't tell you.
Pay, bro. It's just like, yeah, like the boy. I'm so used. I've gotten used to the boys, obviously.
You know what? It's good. Dad, don't call me princess no more. Call me princess no more. She said, "You're my princess." I called you princess from when you were born.
She was like, "Nah, Dad, nah."
Allow me. Dad. I'm grown. Talk to me like she's 25. My princess.
It's all that attitude, mate. It's all that attitude. Like all that attitude will have me in a early grave. Early grave. I don't get that. Like, oh, you know what? Like with the boys, like Sincere goes into high school next year, right? Which is mad, by the way.
Can you sit still?
You're cutting up. I'll say that again.
Can you sit still? Because like you're random.
Yeah, I just came and sat down. But anyway, baby was demanding. She's looking at me like I want my bottle, and I'm not going until you have me the bottle. So I just gave her the bottle. But Sincere goes into high school next year, and he's like, the questions he asked me now are just. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Okay.
So obviously homeschooling and that, yeah, homeschooling.
Yeah. Yeah.
My ex-wife, fantastic.
And bruv, that homeschooling, even Justice's work.
Doing great. So I went there.
You're cutting up a bit, cuz. I'm losing you. You got that horrible Wi-Fi. You got that. He's got that East Wi-Fi. It's cutting up. It's coming up. Hold on. Here we are. You settling down. There we are.
Is it back?
Yeah. So your sound was going in and out as well.
No, sometimes when everyone comes in this time, it clashes a little bit. But yeah, listen,
I don't do my live via Wi-Fi. I just do my 3G because the Wi-Fi is mad.
Okay, mine is. That's probably why.
Yeah, go on. But go on, what were you saying?
Yeah, I'm just saying. Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? Because the work that they were showing me, I was like,
yo, you gotta go. I don't know. I'm drawing blank. Like even Justice showed me his maths work the other day, and I was just like, oh, wait till mum comes home. Like, because I ain't got the answer. I just don't have it. So I'm not gonna try and make it up.
Talk to me. What's happening with the beard then? What are you doing with the beard?
Man's growing out. You see the two grey? Look, man's growing it out, cuz. Trying to catch up with my brother, Ross.
Now you won't catch up with him, man.
But even this though, cuz, like, even this, I bought a razor for myself Christmas. And I said to myself, no more £25 haircuts. Cutting my own hair. And since I've done it, it's got me full. Yeah, like, I like it. I'm not like you lot. You've been bald from like 19.
I don't, that's what happens when you have a child at 18 years old and then you get married at 21. There you go. Lesson learned.
Exactly. Even this little grey hair, cuz, this is lyric. This is having a girl. It just came out.
Listen, my greys are popping through like fast, thick, and I'm just like, okay, do you know what? I'm just gonna embrace it, innit? I'm 42 now, so like, you know what? Cool. It's here. Just, is what it is.
It is, isn't it? It's what it is. That's why I was like, you know what? I'm not even. You know what's more been bothering me? And I've seen a lot of guys. I'm calling every man out on here right now. I've seen a lot of guys during quarantine that can't dye the hair now, can't go barbers now. The hairline's back here. The beard is like, this is me. So whether I'm in quarantine or I'm not, this is me.
But you're out in mans, yeah? But you need to name names, innit? You can't just out mans.
I gotta name everyone. I'm even bare celebrities. Like, you know what? I saw a picture of Khaled the other day. Obviously I work with Bel Air. And they sent me I was like, Khaled, wow. Kevin Hart, wow. All the man them. I'm seeing all of these hairlines gone. I was like, wow. The truth come out. The truth came. There's man them using concealer out here. There's man them using tan out here. Nah. Not me, you know.
You know what?
This is me. Like, you can catch me on any day.
Sometimes you have to just strip everything down, innit? And when we're stripped down, when we don't have a choice, when we're stripped down, that's what it is, you know what I mean? That's what
this
it is.
Is me, man. This is me. And I know I've been really
as long
happy
as you
for
can
it.
wake up in the morning, as long as you can wake up in the morning and your missus looks at you, and then you might be looking mash up, yeah, but your missus looks at you and she still gives you that look of love. She still gives you that look of love, cuz.
It's the same guy.
Straight hairs, you got no more hair. Like you're looking a bit like not great right now. If she still gives you that look of love, bro, she's a keeper.
It done though. And you're not looking at somebody
either
looking
way,
unfamiliar.
And there's very few like that. But either way, if you get that one, you keep it because you know what, you're gonna get back up in it, and you're gonna get that fresh trim again. You're gonna get fresh. Everything's gonna come back to normal, and then you're gonna be like, yeah, I remember when I was in butters, yeah, and you still looked at me like you loved me. That's what I
appreciate you. Them ones there, I appreciate you. I know I can't even. Plus, I said even in this time, cause I've been on and off with my like my fitness and stuff because of work. So you know,
Tom Little said his missus spits in his eye. Tommy boy.
I'm sorry.
Hey, listen.
Tom, bro, it can't be that hard, cuz. Oh, mate.
Tom, it's peak for me, mate, because boy, you know, I've had many nights on alone. So I wake up and just look at the pillow.
Like, yeah, cool though. I say nothing. But even with that though, brother, do you know how many of my boys have come to me talking about, wife, the girlfriend's gone. Even the girlfriend's gone. You're in quarantine. Where's she gone?
You know what? On a serious note, I'm not talking about my personal life, but quarantine's mashed up a lot of relationships because everything's just been fast forwarded. And what happens is you now go into that territorial place of discomfort. Now you have to be around each other.
Yeah.
Now you have to really understand what's really going on. Now you have to see the imperfections. If you're not ready for that, if you're not really getting it and you feel like you're too trapped right now, you're too locked down right now, you're done. You're done.
Yeah. And even that, a lot of people have relationships that don't require them being next to somebody all the time.
Right. So what I'm saying is, my point is that most people are used to like, you know, here go work and she'll do her work, and you know, you hardly see each other, innit? You hardly see each other, so you're not really around. So it's easier because you don't really see them. You might be away. She might be away, or whatever.
The sparkle,
but now,
the
right? So basically, what happens is that now you got to become sort of accustomed. Now you got to learn to really understand each other. Now you got, as men as well. Now this is when we really got to start listening, innit? We don't listen to shit. We don't listen to shit. Yeah. So if you don't listen in these periods, it's a problem. Because you know what it is, well, you're both going to be irritated. You're both going to be arguing about things that you wouldn't really argue about. All of a sudden, you're blowing up over shit that's not even worth blowing up over. And then before you know it, you're both saying goodbye to each other. But the key is to get through like these real difficult times. If you truly love that someone, or that, you know, the key is to get through these difficult times and just say, you know what, let's just get through it together. You got to do it together. If you don't do it together,
listen.
You can't have one. Do you know what I mean? One in it, and then the other one. Do you know what I mean? Trying to
trying to do whatever they're doing. You got to definitely listen, vocalize any issues you have, but also listen to the person when they're telling you something. Because, like you said, because you're in lockdown, tomorrow's coming. So it's just a brick on top of a brick on top of a brick where that wall goes up, and trying to remove that wall in a relationship is damn near impossible once it's up. So definitely, like even with us, like I think we've chosen to stay busy. You know, me and T are cool, man. We're talkers. We always have our banter, our beef, talk it out. You know, I cook her one thing, you know. Man. Cook out one. Cook out one thing.
Yeah, no, Tash is a real one, man. I've always, her energy is what it is. I've always connected.
But don't get twisted. Don't put that toilet seat down enough. Yo, she starts to build. It starts to build, and I'm like, oh, damn, forgot again. Like those little things, like you said, because you're in somebody's space for so long, it's just like, you know, there's little things. But
it's just a balance, isn't it? It's just about, you know, understanding. You know, there's times you might have to go for a little walk and do what you have to do, man.
I
Listen
just
to
see
me,
Golden
man.
Boy Promotions just jumping in now. Because how have you been surviving without watching any football or watching any live boxing? Like, what are you excited for, like, fight-wise, coming up?
Well,
If we can
obviously
get...
the fights. There's a few good fights coming up. Obviously the Tyson and AJ fight has just been announced. When that sort of happens, I guess it will happen at some point. But that's an amazing fight to happen. I, I think Tyson Fury will just be a little bit too clever. Just the way the way he moves and that. I think he'd just be a little bit too clever for someone that I see who does maybe gas a little bit. But the only thing that's sort of favouring me for AJ is his punching power. Do you know what I mean?
You can end it very early.
If he does sort of land that, then it could be an issue for Fury. But I just don't think he's gonna. I don't think he's gonna get that close. You know.
Yeah, it could be. I'd see the fight almost being like a. I know Klitschko's a different fighter, but a Klitschko Fury similar. Like, I just don't think AJ will find it easy getting near him and getting off.
That's my point. That's my point. And obviously, in respect to football, I mean, obviously, I'm working for TalkSport now, so I'm having to do a lot more bits and bobs, within it. But it's honestly it's difficult right now, and fans, it's like it sort of brings me back to when I sort of played like reserve football or something. Like, it's just like it's dead. Do you know what I mean? So you're gonna have players reacting differently to it.
Yeah, how do you feel about that? Got Pinky saying there, yeah, but no fans. How do you feel like that's gonna impact the players having no one in the stand if they get football back?
It really depends on the individual. Do you know what I mean? If players thrive off that adrenaline of fans being there, that kind of real sort of those moments of hearing fans sort of screaming stuff. That's what some players need. Then there's some players that don't need no fans or nothing. It could just be a ball there and they're going to play the same way. It really depends on the individual.
Yeah, definitely. I know they started doing MMA, and I know they started doing. I think it was Top Rank doing the boxing. I caught a fight. Who was it? Shakur Stevenson? Yeah, I saw him fight, and it did feel a bit weird. I know the commentators watching it on TV, the commentators made it feel like it was normal boxing, but I'd rather them just take their time and get back to it. Have you spoken to your boy Philip? Is it Philip? Yeah, Philip. How's he getting on?
We're back in.
Mm-hmm.
For the title probably end of August.
End of August. Cool. He's a little slicker, man. His movement is so low. He can get so low and get so much power from that position. It's mad.
Yeah. No, he's come on a lot. He's come on a lot, and we've got a special connection anyway, So
yeah.
You know what I sort of bring from an energy point of view. It's important.
Definitely, man. He's dope. Obviously, I've caught him when he fought on the Sky. I think it was the Sky TV one he fought on. Can't remember who he fought now, but he picked that kid apart, man. I know Sky weren't ready for that. I know Matchroom wasn't ready for that.
Tom. Yeah, but
good, man.
But listen, so I've got some daddy stuff to do, and I've got
man?
I've got my baby some food and that. But whoever, I don't know what you're doing, giving something away.
What I'm gonna do is everybody in here. So we've had people come and go. Anybody in here, if you didn't nominate them already, I just want you to send me a DM of a care worker, somebody on the front line that you think should pick up a free care pack. It's gonna have a bottle of champagne in there. We're gonna put some like bathroom stuff in there. We're going to put some more luxury stuff in there. I've just got so much stuff to give away. I just want to make sure that somebody inspiring gets it. So anybody that has inspired you, that is on the front line, send a DM to me or Leon, and we'll just pick one out, and I'll make sure they get that this week. So, Cuz, thank you for coming on, jumping on here. I know you're busy. My own cousin, you know, I had to ask you 3 times.
I know. But you know
But we
what?
got it, though.
Yeah, no, but on a real though, you know, like I'm proud of you. You know, like your mindset, what you're doing as a man. I know, like we don't speak all the time, but it's not so much fundamentally down to me. Like what you're doing anyway, and the moves that you're making is what you're doing. So you have to be like, you know, give yourself credit as well. You know what I mean? Everything you're doing is through hard work and that as well. It doesn't go unnoticed. So keep pushing, keep trying, and you know the drill, man.
It's a blessing, man. It's a blessing, man. And I appreciate you jumping on. I know when I asked him, like, he's busy. I might just get him on the right time. But I always tell people, like, if you look at the way Legacy is born, and obviously we started from TM, TM still runs, but just the inspiration that I have from you all the time, cuz, was always there. You're someone that I always relate to when I'm having that moment. I'm always like, what does Leon do? So, cuz, keep doing you. Keep pushing the brand. If you need anything, please shout me. When the film comes out, get me. I'll call up the sponsors and we get on it.
Oh no, it's a done deal, man. Like, we got that. But you need to send me one of those bottles, though. Yeah, see you later. Take care.
Tell Casey to hop on that scooter and come get one. In a bit, cuz. Right. Thank you for everyone that jumped in. That was my big cousin, Leon McKenzie. You know, Jermaine McKenzie, the whole family. Like, I was debating about getting family on this, but you know what? Shouts to everybody in TM. I'm definitely probably going to shout Uncle Duke now and get him on there to have a good banner and a good catch up. So thank you to everyone that jumped in. Pinky 88. Who else jumped in? You're a star, man. Carla G, D Twist. Bro, so many people jumped in, man. Bro, you lot are epic. Like, enough people jumped on today, and I was Queen, Esoteric. What's going on, Raph? I didn't even see you jump in, man. So many people jumped in, but thank you for joining. There's no place like home. Remember, we do this every Friday and every Saturday. We're back on tomorrow with Shams at 5:30. Shams owns a modeling agency called Face for Models, one of the biggest modeling agencies in London. She's so diverse and so business-minded. If you're into business or you're an entrepreneur or you run a little mom and pop store, make sure you lock on tomorrow. Regarding to the giveaway, like I said, nominate a caregiver or somebody on the front line that has inspired you. Just drop me a DM or drop Leon a DM, and we will make sure we pick a great person out of that bunch and get this amazing giveaway to them. Got things like this to give away. We're going to give away one of these, and we're going to give away some other amazing bits. So thank you for all jumping in. God bless. Team McKenzie, Legacy London. We'll hit you up tomorrow, 5:30.